What's up, everybody? Brady Briggs here for another episode of the Combat Logic, and I know I'm a little late to the party because I'm doing a recap of UFC Vegas 25 today, but fuck it, right? Um, it was definitely a card worth talking about. No, let's see. I think the first fight really worth talking about. I mean, Felipe Colares and Luke Sanders had a good fight. I was upset to see Luke lose, but um, the second the preliminary co-main event between TJ Braun and Kai Kamaka the third. Man, dude, this was such a great fight. Like, I know we've only seen Kai Kamaka fight 3 times so far in the UFC, but when is this dude not gonna just plant his feet and throw bombs? Like, holy shit. That's all he does. He's got good hands too, and he's got good leg kicks, man. But first off, he won this fight. Hands fucking down, he won this fight. And he lost a split decision. Let's see. One of the judges scored all 3 rounds for him. One scored 2 for him, one scored 2 for TJ. Well, or no. One scored all 3 rounds for Kai. The other 2 scored 2 rounds for TJ. It's like, seriously, I scored 2 rounds for Kai. I don't know how you score that any other than 29-28 for Kai. I mean, I don't fucking understand why this is still a problem. Like, Kai Kamaka should be 9-3 right now. He should be coming off a win right now. And instead, he's 8-4 coming off 2 losses. It's bullshit, dude. It ruins fighters' careers. It's not fucking cool. On the other hand, or on another note, rather, Kai Kamaka, out of his 8 wins, let's say he's 9-3. Let's say he won this fight, because let's be honest, he did. Let's say he's 9-3 instead of 8-4. 8 of those 9 wins are decisions. Do you know what the other one comes by? A submission. Knowing how hard this dude hits, and he's never knocked anyone out as a professional. Not only has he never knocked anyone out as a professional, he's had over 10 pro fights, and he still hasn't. And he's won 8 decisions. It's crazy. It's not something I expected when I looked at his record, I'll tell you that. And then Luana Pinheiro and Randa Marcos, I don't even want to get into this fight. Randa cracked Luana with an illegal upkick, and Luana played it off, just like Aljamain Sterling did. Like, Aljamain, you can kind of tell he played it off because, dude, first off, I know that knee could have concussed him, but look at when Marlon Moraes KO'd him with that knee a few years back. Aljamain was up within a minute. He literally took like 10 minutes to lay on the ground crying after that knee from Jan. Let's get real. Okay. Second off, Luana had a delayed reaction. She got kicked in her face, looks up at the ref, and then falls back. Oh, no, my face. Like, dude, what a piece of fucking shit ref to disqualify Randa Marcos last Saturday. You need to get your fucking license revoked, too. What are you, the Chris Lee of reffing? Like, seriously, who the fuck does that? Who disqualifies someone for that? Merab Dvalishvili and Cody Stamann. This fight almost, this fight looked exactly like I thought it would. Honestly, I didn't think Merab would be able to take him down as many times as he did. Like, when he fought John Dodson, he was only able to take him down twice. And I consider Cody Stamann to be a better wrestler than John Dodson. They're both very good wrestlers, but I consider Cody to be the better of the two. And yeah, Merab took him down like 6 or 7 times, dude. And got taken down once, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Dude, he looked great, man. Like, Merab the Machine, Dvalishvili, that's just such a perfect nickname for him, man. He is a machine. A lot of people, on Facebook groups, MMA and UFC groups will say, yeah, he's a machine. He's a decision machine. And he is. He's now 13-4. 10 of those wins come via decision. But let's look at his record really quick. Excuse me. I got to show you something. All right. So Oh, wow. He beat Tony Gravely in his 6th fight. Well, I guess it was Tony's 11th fight. Um, he beat he won the Ring of Combat bantamweight title by submitting a Russian, and then he KO'd Rafael Stotts in his only title defense in just 15 seconds with a spinning back fist. If you don't know who Rafael Stotts is, he's a 2-time NCAA Division 1 or Division 2 rather, sorry, national champion at 149 pounds, which Merab fights at 135. This dude's a D2 national champ, 15 pounds higher than that. And he's a former VFC bantamweight champ, and he's doing incredibly well in Bellator right now. He's going to be fighting Josh Hill tomorrow. And Josh Hill is 20-3 as a pro. 2 of those losses come to Marlon Moraes, and one of them was a decision. That's going to be a good fight. Not to mention, Rafael Stotts is 15-1. Merab is the only person to ever defeat him, and he starched him in 15 seconds. So yeah, he's a decision machine, but he can be dangerous. And really, dude, what's so great about him is his cardio. He's like Colby Covington with his cardio, and he's kind of herky-jerky, you know? He's got too much energy. That's got to be what it is. Like, he's got too much energy, so he can't stop fucking moving. Like, it's okay, yeah, move your feet, you know, but no, he moves his shoulders, he moves his head, he moves his fucking torso, he moves everything. He don't stop moving. He has too much energy. But it's good to see, man. He's really good at wrestling. He's not the best at keeping guys down, but he's very, very good at taking them down and overwhelming them. Sean Strickland and Krzysztof Jotko. This fight looked just like I thought it would. Strickland outpointed him to a unanimous decision. Really looked exactly like I thought it was going to. Ian Kudelaba and Dustin Jacoby, man, this was a good fight. This was a really good fight. Ian Kudelaba, man, he dragged Dustin Jacoby to the ground like 8 fucking times in that first round. It was so great. Like, dude, and they weren't the most technical takedowns. He got his body lock. He was like kind of on Dustin's side, but he had a body lock on him. And he would just put his hip to Dustin's hip and, you know, bend backward a little bit, use his leverage, and, you know, just drag him down. He literally did that 7 or 8 times in the first round. And, you know, it worked for him. And a lot of us were thinking, dude, Dustin Jacoby's a kickboxer, dude. He's going to get tired doing this. Not thinking, you know, Ian Kudelaba, he expended a lot of energy in round 1, too. And he was the more fatigued party throughout the rest of the fight, considering. He got another takedown really early in round 2, in which Dustin Jacoby got up. Then he didn't take Dustin down again. Dustin picked him apart for pretty much the rest of the fight. Kudelaba landed a few of his own strikes, too. But Dustin picked him apart. And, yeah, he even took Ian down with like 30 seconds left. And that fight ended in a draw. I recapped that fight, as well as the co-main and main events. But they were good. There were 3 good fights to recap, man. This was a really good fight. If you didn't see it, I suggest going back and watching it. It's a good one. I would also say that about the next 2, especially the main event. But in the co-main, Giga Chikadze, 38-6 pro kickboxer, just melted right through Cub Swanson, one of the most gritty veterans, one of the most creative strikers in the sport, really, let alone the division. I'd say he hasn't looked the best lately, but he was coming off a 2-fight win streak. He just KO'd Daniel Pineda in his last fight. Very vintage performance of him. That was very impressive. But Giga, man, like that body kick, he just sliced Cub Swanson right in half with it. You know, kicked him in the liver. Cub folds back, falls, gets hit a few times. It's over. This is Giga Chikadze's 6th fight in the UFC. It's his 6th win in the UFC, and it's his 2nd straight finish in the UFC. He started off his UFC career winning the first 4 decisions of his career. So that's pretty awesome to see. I really want to see him fight Edson Barboza, Giga Chikadze, and I really want to see him fight Yair Rodriguez too, and Hakeem Dawodu. There are so many really good strikers at featherweight right now, dude. Like, those are just guys with striking backgrounds. Like, those are pro kickball. Well, Yair isn't, but he's a Taekwondo black belt. But then you got guys like Max. Then you got guys like Alex Volkanovski. Then you got guys like Brian Ortega, who just outstruck Korean Zombie. Do you know how good of a fucking kickboxer Chan Sung Jung is? And Brian Ortega just handled him on the feet for 5 fucking rounds and dropped him twice. Like, dude, who would have expected Brian Ortega to do that to Chan Sung Jung? Seriously. Then we got Calvin Kattar. We got so many. We got Josh Emmett, Shane Burke. We got so many great strikers at featherweight. Arnold Allen. He's more well-rounded of a fighter. Sadiq Youssef, he's more well-rounded of a fighter. Andre Feely, Charles Jourdain, there's so many great strikers, dude. It's crazy. And then light heavyweight, this is another division to watch too, man. People have been saying it's a weak division for a while. Dude, over the last 3 or 4 years, like, they're not elite of the elite talents yet, but all the prospects we have here, like, dude, Magomed Ankalaev, Jiri Prochazka, Volkan Ozdemir, Alexander Rakic, Jimmy Crute, fucking Paul Craig, Jamal Hill, Michelle Oleksiejczuk. There's so many guys that are so talented at 205 pounds now. And, dude, you got to feel for Dominic Reyes, man, because, dude, like, at this time last year, he was the uncrowned champion. Everybody thought he beat John Jones, which he did. All 5 of those rounds were 10-9 rounds. Dominic won the first 3 and lost the last 2. He won that fight 48-47. He showed that when he's fresher, who the better fighter is. A non-steroid abusing John Jones, it looks more and more average every fucking time he fights. And I think a lot of fans didn't get that because they were picking him to, beat Blachowicz and Jiri. And I think he also made that mistake of realizing, he got the better of a non-peak John Jones. If John was still abusing steroids, that fight would have looked a lot different. Jiri Prochazka, man, I'm so glad he's in the UFC now. 2-time Rising champ. Now he comes over to the UFC, gets 2 straight KOs over top 5 guys, 2 former title challengers. Dude, it's insane. Like, he's now on a 12-fight win streak with 11 knockouts. He's now 28-3-1 as a pro. He's only ever been to a decision twice. 1 was a loss, 1 was a win. Out of his 28 wins, 25 are knockouts. The last 4 are KOs. Like, I'm really interested to see what's next for him in his career, because I was listening to Weighing In the other day, and John McCarthy and Josh Thompson were talking about it, and they're like, dude, Jiri Prochazka is good. He's probably going to be the guy that wins the title and defends it a whole bunch of times, but he's going to be the guy that gets starched by someone he's supposed to beat at just one of these randomest times because he just leaves himself open, just like what happened in the King Mo fight. Oh, yeah, I got something else to say on him. Jiri, his second loss came in his 8th fight, where he fell to 6-2, okay? Then he lost to King Mo when he was 16-2-1, bringing him to 16-3-1. That means he's gone 22-1-1 in his last 24 fights, and he avenged that only loss. Talk about impressive. Dude, I was just doing this article last night. There is not a single MMA fighter in history that has a higher knockout ratio than him, except for Melvin Manhoef, who is a pro kickboxer, a devastating pro kickboxer. Dude, Francis Ngannou doesn't have the knockout ratio that Jiri Prochazka does. Okay? Fucking Shane Carwin didn't. Derek Lewis doesn't. Shogun didn't. Chuck Liddell didn't. Conor McGregor doesn't. None of them have the knockout ratio he does. The only one that had a higher knockout ratio was Melvin Manhoef. Jiri's is 89%. Melvin's is 90%. If that says anything. No, I believe Glover Teixeira is challenging Jan Blachowicz at UFC 263, I think. Sometime upcoming, maybe 264. I think it's 263. And then it looks like Jiri may get the winner of that, as he should. What do you guys think is next for him? What would you guys like to see him do?